Welcome to my channel. Enjoy this video and subscribe my channel. Disney's beloved hero returned in her first sequel, Moana 2, in late 2024, but will the blockbuster series continue in Moana 3? Beginning with the eponymous film in 2016, Disney introduced Moana to the world, a precocious resident of the island of Motunui in ancient Polynesia. Determined to fix the blight that's affecting her land, Moana sets out on a dangerous ocean voyage to return the heart of Te Fiti to its rightful owner. Along the way, she's joined by the playful demigod Maui, and she learns an important lesson about herself and her people. Unsurprisingly, the musical action comedy was an earth-shattering blockbuster hit for Disney, and rumblings began for a sequel almost immediately. However, it would take the better part of 10 years for another movie to arrive in the form of Moana 2 in late 2024. In the sequel, Moana set out on another dangerous journey with her pal Maui to unite her people who live across the ocean. While each of Moana's adventures have been standalone journeys, there's always room for more. Though Disney hasn't announced any plans for Moana 3 yet, the likelihood is always high that she'll return again. The latest news about Moana 3: despite the overwhelming success of the first sequel, there's been almost no news regarding Moana 3. However, while attending the 2025 Golden Globes, director Dana Ledoux Miller addressed a threequel and spoke candidly about the potential financial motivation. Even while maintaining that no sequel is in the works, Miller said, "Who knows what else is next?" This open-ended response is to be expected since no director would outright close the door on another job, but Miller has a point. Emphasizing how successful the sequel has been, and the excitement around the upcoming live-action remake, Miller points out that Moana's popularity is only growing. With Disney beginning to greenlight sequel after sequel, it seems like only a matter of time before Moana 3 is not confirmed yet. With the first sequel set to be yet another major win for Disney, the company hasn't made any announcements regarding Moana 3. However, the opportunity to cash in on the lucrative franchise is never out of the question, with Disney green-lighting a ton of sequels to films like Toy Story, Frozen and Zootopia, to name only a few. This means the likelihood of Moana 3 is still quite high, though it may be another long wait before Moana and her next adventure arrives. The franchise itself is rapidly expanding with the production of the live-action remake of Moana, and though that will be separate from the animated films, it nevertheless builds interest in more. If both Moana 2 and the live-action remake prove to be multi-million-dollar hits for Disney, there's every likelihood that they will announce not just Moana 3, but perhaps a fourth or fifth film as well. Moana 3 cast details. One thing that makes sequels to popular Disney movies an exciting prospect is the chance to hear the great casts reunite for another adventure, and the Moana series is no exception. While it's difficult to guess who from the supporting cast would return for a prospective Moana 3, there's no doubt that the iconic duo of Maui and Moana would have to headline the threequel. That means wrestler-turned-actor Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would be back on hand to voice the macho demigod, Maui, while a ULI letter to BBI Carvalho should once again play Moana. With the duo willing to return for the first sequel, Disney will be keen to make sure they repeat their performances if Moana 3 gets made. Though Carvalho didn't reprise her role in the live-action movie, that decision was a logistical one more than anything else. Counter that point with the fact that The Rock was eager to play the live-action Maui, and it suggests that the stars of the cast of Moana are in it for the long haul. Moana 3 story details. Moana and its sequel both ended with pretty succinct and complete closure, and that doesn't necessarily leave the door wide open for more. However, the endless world around the title hero makes for the perfect storytelling fodder, and there's no limit to what part of the universe she could explore in Moana 3. After uniting her people and returning Te Fiti's heart, Moana has established herself as a mythical figure all her own, and it could be that Moana 3 is about passing the torch to the next generation. If the threequel wished to be ambitious, it could refocus on Moana's younger sister, Semia, and explore how she lives in the shadow of her larger-than-life sister. With Maui being an ageless demigod, the trickster could always team up with Semia if she was to go on her own adventures in the future. However, with almost no information to work with at the present time, any story details from Moana 3 would be purely speculative. Despite that, the endless possibilities does make a threequel all the more exciting.